Start button now.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey everybody, how you all doing? Give us a one in the chat box, please, if you can hear me loud and clear as usual. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. Let us know where you're all from. Where's everybody from tonight? Let us know. Yes, Roy Lewis, it's going to be replayed, my friend. Don't worry about that. Switzerland, Holland, Zurich, Colorado, America. Loud and clear, everybody. Give me one. Excellent. Got people in from Brazil. Wow. Any fellow Britons? Anyone from UK? Sydney, Colorado, USA. All right, guys. Going to kick this off. We've got a nice webinar tonight. We're going to give an overview of SEO again. Basically, treat this as like a refresher, guys. Okay. I've covered it before, but it's always good for somebody else to go over it because there might be some stuff and some more insights that I haven't covered before. Okay, so we're going to do that. And then we're going to take you into something which is really, really special, in my opinion. It's called the SEO Command Center, and it's a tool that Lang and I are going to be using aggressively going forward. I'm actually in the middle of building a huge internet marketing blog. I'm going to use this tool myself to take this thing to a whole new level, because what this is, guys, it's a bunch of SEO applications all under one roof, and I'm really excited, guys. Just wait till you see this. Tonight I've got my friend on here, Todd Spears. He hosts for our launches. He's a really cool guy, nice guy, down to earth. But what I like about Todd is he's been doing SEO. I think he's even been doing it longer than I have. I think he said about 12 years. I've been doing it for over a decade now. He's been doing it even longer than I have. He was the guy who pretty much started the whole scene and the whole scenario with the PBN thing and the network thing and all this link network stuff within the SEO industry. Todd, do you want to come on and say hello, my friend, and then you can take it over and get this thing started.
All right, thanks, John. Can everybody hear me okay? How do I sound?
Everybody give Todd a one if you can hear Todd loud and clear in the chat box, just so we know that you can hear him okay.
We did some tests earlier, and the guys were able to. All right, great. Yeah, hi. So thanks for the introduction, John. Yeah, everything you said. I think it was 2003 when I first got into SEO, and that's when I developed blog networking. So today, I know that most of you guys, if you follow John, that you're already very well versed in SEO and how it works and the main principles behind building PBNs and ranking your sites. But today, I'm probably going to give you just a little bit of a few simple slides on the exact same thing. Maybe point out some things you didn't know. Hopefully, you'll learn a few things. And then I'm going to show you some results, and then we're going to get into a demo of the software. So give me about 25 minutes just to go over some results that I've been able to attain over these are really fresh results too. And then we'll get into the demo shortly thereafter. A little bit about me. I don't know. Does anyone on here ever heard of me? Probably not. Kind of stay underground. I don't get out there and do a lot of speaking or engagements or anything like that. From time to time, I did most of mine back in 03, 04, and 05. I worked with Keith Baxter and Ryan Dice when they first started out doing workshops and seminars back in the early days. So came online in 1996. I was just telling the guys earlier that my first product I ever sold online was modems, right? Back in the 90s, we used modems to get online and mess around. And so I started selling modems, and that was pretty cool. It was my first experience at making money online. Then I started doing a lot of lead generation. I built a big lead generation company that I sold in 2003. And what I learned from that was I paid my affiliates a whole lot of money to bring in me leads, and they were doing it with SEO and other means of traffic. So I decided to start learning SEO right after I sold that business. And then I was the guy that invented SEO hosting and private blog networks back in 03 and 04. Got to know Keith Baxter and Ryan. Keith Baxter is actually the one that actually gave me the confidence to be like, yeah, man, you're on to something. You've got some really great ideas. You've got the results to back up your theories and what it is you're saying. I think you could take this to great levels. And hence, so here I am today. If you don't know Keith Baxter, I'm sure everyone on this call has heard of Ryan Dice. But Keith Baxter is another guy that, if you've never had a chance to follow him, you should. He's a really smart guy. He stays pretty much underground. He does a lot of things on his own. So bringing us up more to the present, I published Blog Network Blueprint around 2011, and that kind of sprung PBN into the forefront of all the SEO tactics today, and now it's really, really big as far as ranking sites in Google. I helped the guys at the early founders of OMG. I helped them, taught them PBNs, and so they've got a really big SEO community online. So kind of cool. I helped them get started, and they're doing really well, and a lot of their students are doing really well as well. So that's just a little bit about me, and here's a picture of most of my family on the right. I got a few more kids floating around, but this was just a recent picture that we took together. So, all right. So the first thing I want to get into is a case study I did last month for a site that was hacked, that was de-indexed, that was not ranking in Google at all. And it took me about 3 to 4 weeks using my PBNs, and I'm just going to get right into it. You can see here on the left, one of the first screenshots that we took of the ranking results, that it was nowhere, 501s all across the board for all of the terms that we were ranking. And then eventually we got page 1 for Wedding Cakes Preston. This is actually a local cake maker in the UK. In the city of Preston. And so this was what we ended up with, 2 first page rankings after a few weeks of pushing some PBNs to it. Here is another screenshot. This one right here was like maybe the second week. And I noted here we're starting to see a lot of really good movement. And you can see that things are actually moving up really, really fast in the rankings. And we ended up with Anniversary Cakes Preston, number 3 here. And here are some more results. The same thing. They just more and more of these terms are creeping up on first page. You see here now we have the top 4 on first page. Here's some more first page. And this is google.com and google.co.uk. In the end, we ended up with number 3 on Model Cakes Preston. Now, it might be number 1 now. It might be number 6 now. The first month or two, as most of you guys know, they dance a little bit, so eventually it'll get there and then they'll stick. All right, so here's some more results. Now we're seeing almost all of our terms on page 1, and here's another screenshot of Birthday Cakes Preston right here. We're up here, and looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, number 5 organic. All right, so that was sort of just a case study that I did for a local term, and I don't know if there's anyone on this call live right now that is into local SEO, but I'm sure there are people in your group, John, that are into local SEO because it's just such a cash cow. And if you build a proper PBN, ranking clients on the first page of Google for local terms is really easy.
Yeah, we've got people who do local SEO, obviously the niche affiliate marketing and all the rest of it. The good thing is about this application, what Todd's going to show you guys is, if you do what I've taught you with your keyword research and your theme topic articles, regardless of what type of SEO you're doing, even local client SEO, affiliate SEO, even if you have an e-commerce site, if you use what I've taught you about keyword research and grouping your terms that don't have a huge amount of competition but have search volume, combine that with using Todd's tools and interface, what he's going to show you, you'll absolutely destroy it with this stuff, honestly. So keep going, Todd.
Yeah, so I just wanted to show you that that case study for the local building a PBN always works really well. But also, as you may know too, especially if you're doing in the health niche, that they're competitive. And so I took on a challenge. This was done, I think, about 60 days ago. I started this, and within 3 to 4 weeks, I was ranking on page 1 of Google for some super competitive terms using an Amazon affiliate store called VTech Dinos. Oops, let me click in here again. All right, so here's the end result for ranking this site. You can see multiple page 1 and page 2 ranking in just 3 weeks. And what's cool about this case study is if you notice, most of the sites around me are all super high authority billion-dollar multinational companies. VTech Switch and VTech Kids, not VTech Switch, VTech Kids is the brand, the manufacturer, and you can see this one's actually from Bing, but we're even beating the entire brand. And there are a couple of examples on here. In Google, we're doing the same thing. Here's number 1 and number 2 for VTech Dinos for sale, right here. Oh, actually I missed. Okay, so there's VTech Kids right there. So we're actually beating the brand, the manufacturer for this actual term. So that's pretty cool. Over here we have VTech Dino Bronco, which is a buyer term for this particular, what these are, guys, is transformers from toys, kids' toys. So moving on, I just have screenshot after screenshot of these all kinds of terms ranking in all three of the major search engines. Here's a number 9, a number 10, a number 10 and 11. Again, I want you to notice what's around me. Target, eBay. Right here, I'm beating Target, eBay, and Twitter. Walmart, Toys R Us. Everything around me is super competitive. Now, here's a good example of a dance when you're first ranking websites. Here's the term, the keyword VTech Dino for sale. I have 5 spots, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 on the first page of Google. And then after a couple of weeks, I looked at that and I went, whoa, that's cool, but there's no way that's going to last, right? Google's going to do something with that eventually. So then about a week later, I turned around and I lost 2 of my rankings, but the three of them stuck that went up here in the top of Google's first page for VTech Dinos for sale. So I thought that was pretty cool, keeping track of that term right there. And that's a good example of the dance. I haven't checked this page in the last couple of weeks, so it could be down to 1 again. But you can still make some good coin, especially with three rankings in the top 10. All right, so that was a good case study of an uber competitive site that is ranked using PBNs. And I don't want to beat on that wow for you guys, because I know that you guys probably already realize the power of PBNs. And then if you don't already have a PBN, then you should find a way to get one. And the main point of this webinar, towards the end of the demo, I'm going to be showing you exactly how you can do that for a whole lot less than what you would normally do. All right, so here's just some other results. I want to keep showing you some results from my past students from the Blog Network Blueprint. When I published that course, obviously a lot of people got on there and took it. They went out and built their own PBNs, and then they started implementing these strategies and ideas from Blog Network Blueprint and ranking their own sites. Here is a company that went from startup in February to doing about $75,000 in their first year. Just by getting going. They are a outdoor recreational equipment company up in Canada, so it's a little bit seasonal, but as you can see here, they were just floored by coming out of the gate, ranking first page of Google Canada for all of the terms and all of the equipment that they were selling. So really cool example. Really good friend of mine right here, really good student. This is actually a family business, his family's business. His parents, actually, it was his parents that he simply built their site and sent some PBNs at it, and yeah, they couldn't be more thrilled. So here's another example right here. You'll see some rankings where these are some lawyer sites, actually, I believe. Yeah, you can see the little term lawyer right there. I didn't cover it up very well, but covered up the exact keyword. But here's some lawyers where they're kind of not doing so well. Bam, hit them with some links, off they go. Powerful PBN links. Same thing here. This guy gets.
Guys, can I just interrupt there a second? Todd? I just want to let everybody know that this niche for lawyers is extremely competitive, especially even with local SEO. So what Todd's shown here is a very good indication of what he's got here and what he's using, the tools that he's using to do this, not just the PBNs. The way that he's doing it with the tools that he's going to show you just shows that this is the best power you're going to see when it comes to SEO all under one roof. Okay, so get ready to see this, guys. Honestly, I'm quite impressed that you were able to boost these in this niche, Todd, because it is really competitive.
Yeah, absolutely. Big money in lawyer sites too. I'm actually got some on lawyer stuff going on myself. They're a good niche to be in. All right, moving on here. Oops, I think I just passed the site. Let me see if I can go back. I don't know, but yeah, right here. Another guy's talking about how he took some PBNs and look at all his multiple rankings right here. Same thing for this particular product that he's selling for a client. Guy was paying $7,200 a month for pay-per-click, and he switched from pay-per-click to this guy's SEO and pays him $3,200 a month. And these are the results that he got. $6,000 in leads in 1 month for his client. Pretty good. And it doesn't, I didn't, you can go to blognetworkblueprint.com and see the full thread, the full screenshot of this conversation below. I didn't paste it here, but everybody kind of started being sarcastic that, yeah, PBNs don't work. Nobody, don't be telling anybody that they do. So the thread got kind of funny after he posted this because somebody asked, did you just do that with PBNs only? And then the conversation went from there. So that was pretty cool. All right, another thing that I wanted to bring up about this site, this was one of my sites that I sold last year for over 100K. And, I see a lot of people that are like, oh, all these numbers are so big and blah, blah, blah. I could just never get it because, you probably got tens of thousands of visitors per day or whatever. And that's really not the case, especially in the financial market. You can get paid quite a bit of money per lead. And I built $1 million company selling leads back in the late 90s and early 2000s. And so I still do some of that today as well. I had to sign a non-compete for 5 years, but that's since gone away. And so I'm starting to get back into it slowly over time. But here's one of the sites that I generated 5 leads a day at $40 a lead, makes a $70,000 a year per site. And then typically you can sell that for 1 to 1.5, sometimes 2 times annual earnings. And that's exactly what I did here. And 5 leads per day isn't that hard to get when you're even if you're only getting 100 leads per day. So it adds up quite quickly and quite nicely and turns into a really money-making site that can be sold for some good, good 6 figures like I'm showing here. Does everybody see that? That's right. And
yeah, that's really, really cool, Todd.
Yeah, I was going to say I know, John, you're really big in the health market. And I think that, there's also some big money to be made there without, like I said, tens of thousands of visitors per day.
Yeah, I mean, back in 2013, and I was doing SEO really aggressive. I mean, I still do SEO aggressive now, but obviously I've diversified and I basically do everything when it comes to marketing nowadays. But back in 2013, especially, I was literally, that full year, I was just dedicated to SEO in the health industry and some certain health companies, and my income was going, and these are commissions, guys. I was literally growing from $1,000 to $2,000 a month extra each month due to the residual nature and lifetime commissions of some of the health companies within the health industry. But here's the thing. I wasn't really ranking for any big major keywords. I was just ranking for buying intent words and words that didn't have so much competition but still had traffic. I had some sites, for example, that were only 5 or 10 pages, but like Todd's showing you here, you don't have to have a huge amount of traffic or a huge site to make a significant amount of money. Some of those sites I've even sold, for similar figures to what Todd's showing you here as well. So just keep that in mind, guys. If you've got a good set of SEO tools and you know what you're doing, you don't need to rank for terms like credit cards. I mean, all that's just crazy stuff. You can rank for terms which don't get any amount of that near a search volume and still do extremely well. And this is another good example of that. So yeah, Todd, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, exactly. And I really just want to drive that point home. And I see a lot of people can't get their motor running because they just think it's almost impossible, when in reality, it's very easy to do. And so I just encourage all of you, take a little bit of action, get some sites up there, and go into, markets that have good amount per lead, let's just say, such as the financial, or, I was really big into mortgage leads, big in the mortgage lead industry. And of course they pay that and then some per lead as well. And it doesn't take a lot of traffic to make money. All right, moving on here. Well, let me click in here. Okay, so this is probably a little bit of review, so I'm going to go over it rather quickly. There's 3 major ranking factors to me. I know a lot of people think SEO is really complicated and really hard, but when you boil it all down and when you have a little bit of experience in it, you'll notice that it's not. As long as you have age, high authority money sites and backlinks, you're going to rank. As long as you have good on-page SEO, which means not spammy, which means it's not 2004 anymore, 2005, or you can't, keyword stuff. You can't EMD everything or exact match keyword either, for that matter. You just don't be spammy, okay? That's kind of what that means. Low bounce rate. That just means make your site so that it's more interesting and interactive, right? Always playing a video maybe when they first come on, maybe with no sound at first or something like that, so you don't annoy them, but catch their attention so that the bounce rate stays down. You're going to have a bounce rate no matter what. And what do you have to do to keep your bounce rate down. Okay, and get them to click through to another page. That's also another big ranking factor. Dwell time is what I was just talking about. Site interaction means get them to click a link and browsing other pages. Very important. Link branding and link relevancy. The reason why one of the reasons why you need to use private blog networks. Number one, you're in control. You can place links on your private blog networks that give your site branding. All right, and what I mean by branding is the domain name, the company name, the product name. Okay, you need those links coming back to your site with the brand name. Using an exact match keyword is just waiting for a big penguin slap to happen. Now, I can get into some more details on that later, but really you need to just make sure that you're branding your product.
Please tell me that.
Excuse me?
Just interrupt you a second there, Todd. Please, Todd. Yeah, guys, just please give me a one that if you don't use AMDs, because I'm really hoping that people on this call don't do that AMD stuff anymore. You know, in those old types of articles where they're all keyword stuff. Because it's not what I teach, so I'd be a bit unhappy if people are still doing that now, to be honest. Let's just give us a one to make sure that you're not doing that stuff anymore.
Yeah, no more EMDs. You can't even really use exact match keywords very much anymore. You really want to give your site, branding and relevancy, okay, with the relevancy being the content around the links being relevant and the branding being the anchor. Google will figure out what your on page is about. They really can. I mean, you got to do the three simple things. The title tag usually helps, maybe not exact match title tag, but something with LSI and something that's sandwiched, okay? And then, the URL structure, not in the domain name, but in the category, let's say, something pertaining to what that page is about. The silo structure helps on the site. So there's just a few minor things that you do on page nowadays. So being able to, I tell you, those sites that I ranked, most of the links I pushed to those were the brand name. That's it, brand names. And Google figured out what they wanted to rank it for, and it ranked it for all the buyer terms. Especially
I only actually keep nowadays my exact match is about 6%, 5%. That just shows, most of my links nowadays, and these are my best performing blogs and websites, are literally just what Todd's saying, just general naked branded links, which is why it's so important to get a branded domain name now as well, because that really helps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Branding and link relevancy. And building your own PBN, you're able to control, and you can actually tell, I'll show you in a minute how we actually tell how we can make one little change immediately, instantly, with the click of a button, and then gauge that change over time. And then we kind of look at that and see if that change helped us or hurt us. And then, we can make the change back or move more forward on what the results were. All right, so enough about that. I know those three are important. I know you've probably heard all that before, but we just wanted to make sure we're reiterating those three major ranking factors. All right, again, this is just kind of reiterating again, it's not rocket science, guys. It's not, SEO is not what you see on the chalkboard there. It's private blog networks with high authority domains linking back to your money sites. Blogs are published with content or money posts, if you want to call them that attracts the search engine spiders. The search engine spiders follow the links with varying anchor text, mostly branded and naked and generic, follow it back to your money site. The links always pass link juice to the sites. The juice is what makes them rank. Now we're going to show you in a minute how to find those juicy domains. Here's a visual. Very simple PBN. What's required? Now here is kind of where I came in and decided, wow, I'm spending close to $1,000 a month in tools in some areas, and then developing my own tools to replace those tools. And these are some of the things you need in order to find the juicy domains, host the juicy domains, and then there's some other keyword tools, and on and on and on. There's quite a bit that's involved in looking up the right domains. Would you agree, John? Yeah, I'm sure.
Sorry, I just unmuted myself.
Yeah,
this is the thing. The thing is, guys, can everybody hear me? Yeah. Okay, cool. This is the thing, guys. With SEO, you do need a bunch of tools. Okay, anybody who says otherwise is just outright lying to you. But the thing is, it's costly and it adds up. And this picture here, what you guys can all see now, illustrates just one example. There's a lot more tools in this, by the way. what can happen when you get into SEO and you need all these tools. As you can see, it adds up each month. I mean, at one point I was paying over $5,000 a month for all of my SEO tools. And you know, this is before I met people like Todd, where I could get everything under one dashboard and pay significantly less than that.
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, it adds up significantly, and that to me is actually one of the major problems. I mean, the major problem in our industry is that we've got a bunch of people who haven't really been doing SEO for any length of time, and they're saying do this and do that, but they really don't know what they're talking about. So there's a lot of conflicting advice when, as Todd says, it really is simple, and it comes down to theme relevancy, on-site and off-site, and that's pretty much it. That is pretty much SEO. But here's the thing. As I was saying, it does add up significantly each month to get the right tools that you do need if you want to take SEO seriously and take it to a new level, like what I have and like what Todd has. So yeah, what Todd's saying, guys, just follow along and, you know, keep listening, because you're gonna learn some cool stuff and see some cool stuff as well.
Yeah, the reason why I pretty much bring this up is because a lot of people, I know there's a lot of people on this call right now who have never built a PBN because of the cost associated with, you know, discovering them, hosting them, maintaining them, posting to them. There's a lot of things that go on out there, and you know, you have to have good tools in order to compete with everyone out there. I mean, you're not just going to go out there and register 5 brand new domains for $10 each, put them all on a $10 a year account, and then put an article on there and point them to a money site. Okay, that's not going to work at all. You'll just be wasting your time and then whatever little money that you spent. So we've all come to find out that in order to do this, we have to buy these tools. But I got, you know, a little bit, you know, tired. And look, guys, you know, to be honest, I've been a programmer in my former years, okay, my early years. I was a coder in high school and college. I quit coding because I started just being, you know, the visionary and the manager, and I started hiring coders to implement all of my ideas, and that's kind of where I am today. And I really, really enjoy, you know, being able to say, nope, don't need that tool anymore, got my own, and I can customize it to however I think it needs to work the best. And I cut out all the BS around it, right? You see a lot of tools with a lot of distractions, a lot of bells and whistles that you would never use, but you're paying for. And they put those in there, you know, to make you feel like you're getting more for your money. But I cut all that stuff out, and I just say, what is this tool exactly used for and why? And this is what I'm going to put it right here so we can move on. All right, so that's just an example of all that stuff. Now, here's where I say you want to see the easy way. See, like John Boy there, just easing it up back out there in his hot tub. That looks pretty cool. Right on. So is everybody ready?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go on another one tonight. That's what I think of my best ideas in the hot tub, yeah.
You know, you do. That warm water releases all of these different types of chemicals to your brain, right? The oxygen and all that stuff. That's why you get a lot of great ideas in the shower. But that looks like a whole lot more fun in a hot tub. I'm actually building.
All right, guys, can everybody just give us a 1 if you can see the screen right now? What Todd's loaded up here, because what he is doing now is he's taking it into the main dashboard. So it's important that you guys can see this. So just give us a 1. What Todd's going to do is he's going to give us a little demo here. Bearing in mind we've only got a limited time slot here, we can't possibly go over every single thing that this does because it's so comprehensive. There's so many different tools within this main tool that we just simply don't have time to go over it. However, Todd's going to do the best job that he can and go over some of the main things on there, okay? Does that sound good, guys? First thing, just give us a 1 if you can see this, okay? For someone who's just asked, it's John Gibb who's talking now, okay? It's 2 different people on this webinar.
Right, and I am Todd. And I will try and slow down as much as I can, but there's a lot of stuff going on inside this tool, guys. And like John said, I'm just gonna hit the high points. I really want you guys to see how easy it is to find, host, and post to a private blog network. I'm gonna give you guys a lot of tools that allow you to do that. What I always say is better, faster, cheaper. Every time I go into a tool, I ask myself, how can this make me better, faster, cheaper? And that's my goal for just about everything that I do, and it always has been. That's why I invented SEO hosting. It was better, faster, cheaper. All right. So moving right along right here, first of all, here's the dashboard. When you first log in, you'll see the first thing you always want to look at when you first, every day is your rankings, right? You want to see if you're going up and down. And this right here, we'll put in some sections of your rankings. You also want to see the power of your domains. Earlier when I showed you those tools, guys, we talked, you may or may not remember, I showed you Moz and Majestic, okay? And there's a couple other ones like Ahrefs is another one that goes out and crawls the entire internet and brings back all the backlinks data. They process their algorithms on that, and they assign the value and the weights and all that stuff to these domains. So they're doing all the heavy lifting for us, right? I don't have to crawl the world, every website in the world, to get all of its backlinks and then write my own algorithms. I let those guys do that, okay? Because they've done a pretty good job of assigning values to domain names. For instance, TechCrunch, 91 citation flow, 77 trust flow, 95 domain authority, 94 page authority. Now, I'm assuming that most of you guys probably know a little bit about this already, but let me just tell you, the bigger the numbers, the better, the more power, the more juice it has. Now, a lot of times we look at that and we have to say, okay, but are they right at what they're telling us, right? And I'm going to show you an example of in a minute where maybe they're not right, but they give us an indication that something's going on. Now we have to dig a little bit deeper in order to actually understand if this is good for us or bad for us. In other words, you want to spend your money on it or not. So a lot of what I'm going to be going over, I'm going to be talking about these metrics. I'm going to refer to all of these things right here as the metrics. Okay, and I'm going to hit on each one of them individually from time to time here and there. But just know, obviously, bigger numbers are better. I'm sure all of you have heard of PageRank. Okay, we still go out and look at PageRank, although we know that it's not been updated for quite some time, but Google still uses it internally, and it used to mean something. So at least we want to look at it and you know, sort of see what they used to think about it. It's not the end all. That's why we don't base every single one of our decisions on PageRank. We don't base every single one of our decisions on domain authority, nor page authority, nor trust flow, nor citation flow. We want to look at all of these things together, and a couple of more things too I'm going to show you in just a minute. We want to make sure we're looking at all of these things in combination in order to make a valid, great decision on whether or not we would like to add this domain to our PBN, or in some cases we may want to add this domain as a money site. Buying an aged, relevant domain is not a bad idea for a money site. Age ranks faster than new. Not to say new doesn't work, it's just a little slower. Okay. All right, so I want to go over that real quick. So on the dashboard, we can just see I have a lot of tools. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tools on the home page. If you want to get to them quickly, you can go right here to widgets. Okay, these are all the tools that we have on the first page, and all of these tools are just quick links. This is just quick links to these tools, but all of them are found over here on the left-hand side in the navigation panel as well. All right, I accidentally just clicked on Rank Tracker Mobile. One of the biggest and mainest features of this software is rank tracking. If you're not tracking your rankings, then you don't know what's going on. If you're not getting a daily report on your rankings and how they're doing, going up or down or staying the same, then you're not doing a great job at your SEO. You really need to keep track of all your rankings. And it's real simple to do. This is a system I'm going to show you right now just for a minute. I'm not going to add anything. I think you get what happens after you add it. It goes out and it tracks it. I've shown you a lot of screenshots of actual words. But what I do want to show you is that not only does it track Google.com, it tracks Google in every country in the world. It also enables local tracking. As you know, if you're doing local SEO, then you need to be sort of change your search tools to be in that city when you're doing that analysis. So what we've added here is a way to put in your city, okay, and it will mimic that exact city, language, obviously English. You can also do it by countries and all that stuff. So put in your keywords up here. Very self-explanatory. It'll track Google Maps listings. Okay, that's also pretty important for a lot of people, especially in the local industry. Find only pages from specified languages and only specified countries. I don't really too much use this, but I use a lot of maps tracking and a lot of local tracking. Okay, so that is the keyword tool, and then obviously you can edit it and do all that stuff. So, see if I got any questions on that. It's pretty self-explanatory. This is our rank tracking tool, just a tool that you got to pay for. All right, unless you want to.
I just want to say something here on this call. you know, Lang and I use a rank tracking tool, and it's called Microsite Masters. You've probably heard of it, right?
Which one, John?
Todd? Yeah, Microsite Masters. You've probably heard of that, right?
I have heard of them, yes.
Yeah. What me and Lang use that, right? And we track, I don't know, probably about 1,000 sites on there now, right? Because that's how many sites we have, and obviously we track sites for clients as well. But here's the thing, guys. For this alone, even if we weren't tracking 1,000 sites, right? Let's just say we were tracking 50 sites, okay? In fact, let's make this more basic. Let's say we're tracking 25 sites, right? You're looking at minimum to use Microsite Masters as a rank tracker, $50 a month. That's the very basic plan, right? We pay well over $200 a month for our account now.
Right.
By the way, we have a few accounts on there because we have that many sites, okay?
Right.
What I love about this application, the Command Center, is not only do you get this rank tracker, you get every single SEO tool that you're ever going to need in one place. But here's the thing, Todd's not going to be charging anywhere near $200. In fact, he doesn't even charge $50 a month, guys. I'm just going to tell you that right now. And the thing is, not only do you get the rank tracker tool, which is what we need for our SEO campaigns anyway, you get everything else. So, you know, this is why I thought one of the reasons that I wanted to talk about this now is why this is so good is that for me, I mean, I'm going to be transitioning to use this because obviously it's a no-brainer for me and Lang and our team with what we're doing. But you know, for you, if you're paying monthly for tools, especially rank tracker tools, you're probably going to be paying more than what you would be paying if you want to come in on this and get every single tool that you're ever going to need in one place. So I just wanted to put that out there, Todd, because it's really incredible what you've done, honestly.
Okay, well, thank you so much, John. Yeah, he's right. You know, I've made it really, really affordable. You know, and it costs me a pretty penny every month to do all these things. You know, I'm not making any money on this tool yet. Someday I will. It's not really my motivation. I just want to get a good group of guys and gals in here that are actually, you know, doing this stuff and being successful, making some money for you and your family. But anyway, I don't want to talk about that too much because, all right, so let's move on here. Now let me show you one of the other greatest cornerstones of this software, and it is how we find domains for our private blog networks. And anytime you build a private blog network, you just have to do these things. You have to go out and search for the right domains to buy. So real quickly here, I'm going to put in a search, and I'm going to put an auction ending date of 3 days out, June 26th. And then I'm going to search all LTDs. I'm going to exclude hyphens and numbers. I'm not going to do a whole lot of advanced metrics, or I'm just going to do these advanced metrics right here, and I'm going to go ahead and click search domains. What we're doing right now is searching 3 million domains out there in the GoDaddy, Snap Names, and Namejet auction houses. And this is where all the domains are, and this is where they are. This is where all of them get snapped up. Okay, this is where everyone goes to buy domains for your private blog network. Because if you wait for them to become deleted, you're not going to be there. There's not going to be as many high-powered domains as there is right here, right now. So we have to search the auction houses, and if you can go pay other services for about $50 a month to be able to bring back all this data for you. So real quickly, we've already done that. We've got it all sorted. I have this, and let me just explain this to you. I have always defaulted my searches to the highest domain authority first. And let me just tell you something. Domain authority does not mean it's a good domain to buy. Just because the domain authority is high does not mean you should buy it or bid on it. We have to do a little bit of further analysis and take everything else into consideration before we decide we want to buy or bid on that domain. And when I first invented this tool, I wanted to say, I want to be able to buy or bid on 15 domains in 15 minutes. All right, I want to be that fast and get on with my day and get on with my life, because before this tool, you would have to use about 3 other services and open 4 different windows and copy and paste domain after domain after domain and look at it and scroll and do all this other work. And it took literally a few hours a day to go through all of the auctions ending that day. All right, so what I've done now is I've searched out all the auctions ending in the next 2 or 3 days. I've sorted them all by domain authority. I've just went ahead and selected the first 15 that had the highest domain authority, because the only thing domain authority tells me, in my opinion, and I really feel that I'm right, and a lot of other people tell me this too. I mean, I do consult with a lot of great SEO masterminds who rank a lot of sites, and we get together and we talk about things. So what domain authority just tells me is there's something going on here. There's a lot of action coming in. This site has a lot of backlinks coming in. Now we have to see if they're worthy or not. Okay, so here's the first one, and real quick we click view more details, and what it's doing now, it's going out to some of those other paid services that I'm actually paying for. I buy their API systems, which that means I pay hundreds of dollars per month to be able to tap their system and retrieve the results. And so, boom, right here, we get this page right here. And immediately, the first thing I want to look at is the anchor text cloud. Does this have any of the 3 Ps in it? And then some. But the 3 Ps stands for porn, pills, and payday. If I see porn, pills, or payday, it's an automatic reject. This one right here looks like a lot of branding going on. Then we look down here to the ratio. The ratio shows me that a lot of branding, naked URL and branding going on. So it's almost too much for me, naked URL and branding, but it looks like it might be okay. Here's another good indicator, trust flow 18, citation flow 20. The closer those two are together, the better domain you have, right? If this is like a really skewed, a lot of times you'll find a domain with a lot of backlinks and it'll have a citation flow means the number of links coming in. This might be 50 and this might be 12. Automatically, you know that's just too spammy and you got to reject it. Okay, but this one, kind of, and trust me, I always get kind of stuck on this demonstration right here, because I'm looking at these domains live just like you are, and so I'm saying, okay, well now I'm kind of like, okay, man, maybe hold on a second, let me just go bid on it, right? You know, so I can click simply bid right there. It takes me straight to the auction house, and I can usually these are all auctions. Every now and then you'll find a buy now, but most of the time these are all bidders, so I can bid on right now. Thank you for the comment, Roy. I think it's pretty amazing too.
Yeah, it's
Anyway,
absolutely incredible. I just want to chime in here, Todd. Guys, before I seen this software from Todd, I was paying almost $200 for Majestic SEO and Register Compass. Okay, now Register Compass is basically what Todd just showed you here, but it doesn't even do it half as good. It doesn't even use all of the major auction sites Todd does, right? But Majestic SEO alone, just to do this kind of stuff what Todd's showing you now, is a significant monthly fee. Again, you're going to get this and everything else for a lesser price than what you would pay for just Majestic SEO. Again, it comes back to the same point that just for a good rank tracking tool, you pay more. Just for a good backlink checker tool, you pay more. This is why this is so incredible. Todd, I don't even know why you're doing this, because to me, this just isn't viable. I mean, you're clearly spending so much money to have all this stuff in, and for what you're charging, I'm going to be honest with you, mate, it just doesn't make sense. Guys, honestly, this is incredible. You'll see why when you go out there and you look at these tools. Check out Majestic SEO and go to buy it and see what they're charging you each month, and you're soon going to say, yeah, John gave us talk on that webinar, and now I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, thank you, John. Thanks for that. I just clicked on the next domain, checking it out real quick. This says Legal Highs Tea. Guys, I apologize if we see something adult related. I'm going to try and click it off as fast as I can, but sometimes you got to be, people do this stuff. Herbal High Pills, the trust flow right there, my first glance, I see 9 and 20. Remember I told you that ratio? That's about a little over 2 to 1. I don't really like, this industry, so to speak. It's probably dirty. Somebody selling pills online, psychedelic. So boom, reject, get out of that one, move on to the next one. So there we go. Mission dollars, some sort of mission, 19 and 29, not bad. Good domain authority, good page authority. Used to have good page rank. So this might be 700 referring domains. This is probably something that I would bid on if the price is right. This could move up. Right now it's at NameJet starting at $69. Yeah, missiondolores.org. That to me looks like a good, at least, I would probably bid up to $200 on this domain right here. Wow. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that in here. Come back to it later. That looks like a really good, powerful domain. Here we go again. Immediately 8 and 22, Viagra, reject. So moving on to the next one. This is how it goes, guys. I don't want to spend too much time on it. I think everybody gets the point of this right now. It just immediately shows you whether or not this domain is worthy of a buyer bid. Coach Outlet Store, that's just pure spam right there. You'll see a lot of cheap Louis Vuitton bags and stuff like that. There's a question, do extensions matter? I don't, not in a Chief Cialis reject, not in a PBN standpoint for me. The only problem you might come across with some foreign domains is that I've had trouble registering some foreign domains because I'm not a citizen of that country. It's not for all countries.
That's the main issue. The main issue is a registry issue.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of foreign domains on our networks, and they've got incredible power.
Right.
And we've had no problem whatsoever, even with rebranding those particular domains. I wouldn't recommend get one for a money site, but for a network site, they're absolutely fine. And the main thing is, you might have some issues if you're not from that country, so just keep that in mind.
Yeah, you might need I see a lot of requests in our mastermind Facebook groups and stuff, like, hey, is anyone from this country? Can you register this domain for me? So a lot of people use it. Yeah. All right, guys, I got to move on here. I got to move on here. I'm gonna have to come back and go through this batch because I'm seeing some pretty good ones. But you can see right away, bid and reject and keep and all that stuff. I mean, this just saves me hours per day looking for the right domains, because in order to find a bunch of good ones, you got to look at a lot of bad ones. Am I right? Yeah. I mean, that's just the bottom line. All right, so that's how we find our domains, and then we go and we buy it or we bid on. Now, once we secure that domain, what do we need now? Well, we got to get it online. We got to get it hosted. We got to get it on a unique class IP address, maybe a class C at the least. But what I've done also is, since I own a large data center with a lot of servers and a lot of IPs across multiple networks, across multiple class A's, B's, and C's. What I've done here is I've allowed you to use the system to connect those domains to our hosting servers. And what this is right here, you'll see, is 11 unique, there's 207, there's 69, 209, 38, 216, 66, 64, quite a few unique class A's across multiple networks that I'm allowing you to host up to 3 domains per connection using this system. So there's no excuse to having to go out there and you can't afford the $50 a month hosting for 10 sites. And I do recommend that you get going with 10 sites, because I've seen it happen more times than not. Someone says, hey, can I just get a 5 IP package and host 5 domains? And you know what happens after 3 months of that 5 IP guy? He cancels because he can't rank with the 5. Now, that does not mean that you can't rank with 3 PBN links, because I've done it. But most cases and most people, 5 just doesn't work out that well. Get committed. Go the full mile. Do the 10. I really recommend and encourage you to do the 10, and you're going to see massive, massive results, and you're never going to look back. All right.
So Todd, are you actually saying that you're throwing in some unique IP hosting in with this as well? Is that right?
Yes, absolutely.
This is absolutely crazy. Yeah, here it comes again, back to my main point, guys. For unique IP hosting, you're looking at, for a good unique IP host, for minimum, I would say $30 to $40 a month minimum for a good one. Okay. Yeah. Good unique IP hosting. Again, depends on how many IPs you have and such like that. But I can't get over how much stuff Todd literally is. This is an all-in-one SEO powerhouse. There's no excuses, guys. If you get this tool and you follow what I've told you, there's just no more excuses. I mean, this is absolutely crazy. I can't believe how much stuff you're bundling in on this under one dashboard, Todd. It really is insane.
Yeah, and just to carry on with the hosting bit, we also allow you to use, what this also does is not only host, but when you connect to it, you're able to deploy WordPress, and you're able to deploy a lot of plugins. I have a base set of plugins that I like to use. You may have your own. Right now, I'm connecting to one of my cPanel servers out there on the interwebs, and basically what I can do is connect to it. I go to the domain manager, I add in my domain, I click create add-on domain, it automatically goes to that cPanel and creates the domain. Then all I need to do is go over here to the blog deployer, and I will see the domain that I just added. And says rebuild because I've already built it, but I'm not going to actually rebuild it. But I can just simply click on, I'm going to go ahead and use that profile. It's just a test right here. And what I've done here is I've got over 150 different unique themes that I put in here. You can obviously upload your own theme if you have your own theme that you want to use for this particular PBN, and then you basically just fill in a few categories. It's a lot like Softaculous or Fantastico on a WordPress installer. However, this takes it a step further and allows you to upload and activate any number of plugins that you want on that base set. So right now I have what I call my base. I like to use all of these plugins on all of my blogs, but if I want to upload an extra one, I just click there, I choose the file, I add it to my base. Now once it's added to my base, I change the selector to yes, and then it automatically uploads and activates it. Okay. I've got a couple of other special plugins that we can automatically set the settings for Content Amigo and set the settings for Spider Spanker. Spider Spanker is a plugin that I developed many years ago to allow us to hide our PBNs from the Majestics, the Moz, the Ahrefs, and all of our competitors. Because when you get into a competitive market, some people may want to try and look you up and burn you down. So we want to try and stay hidden. That's what Spider Spanker is, in case you're wondering. But this is the installer. It works with, it's called the deployer, WordPress deployer, and it allows you to connect to your own cPanel install. It's also integrated into PBN hosting. What I just showed you is actually the exact same thing. It's just you're not having, we connect you to this particular IP address, okay? And these are the names of the servers. So if you need any help with this, I need supports right there. Make sure if you do use that, you give us what server that you're needing some help with. But yeah, so that is the hosting aspect of creating a private blog network. All right, so
guys, I just want to quickly chime in here. I've just got Lang on the chat here. Lang, as you know, is my manager, and he's built me over thousands and thousands, in fact, of network sites now over the last few years. He's done a good job of it. And he's watching this, obviously we're going to be transitioning out from our SEO tools to this stuff aggressively. He's just posted a comment there, wow, it looks amazing. I'm super excited for Lang and my team who are going to be using this, guys, because honestly, to do this, what Todd just showed you there, is a huge time saver. And to get these plugins, I can't get my head over this. I'm really excited because I know this is going to take my SEO campaigns to a new level just with what's been shown so far in this webinar. So thanks, Todd. Thanks for creating this. For SEOs like me and everybody who's learning, this is what we need. This is what the industry needs, to have everything like this in one place, and like I said, for the prices that you're going to be charging, it really is incredible, guys.
Yeah, it just makes it so much less confusing and so many obstacles in your way, and such a time saver. A lot of people don't know a lot of people do good SEO, but they have to pay for outsourcers to do everything for them. And with this tool, you can do it all yourself. You can be a one-man gang and just rock and roll. I want to show you a quick tool right here called PBN Amigo. And this is your PBN friend. It allows you to mass upload and manage themes. If you've got one plugin, a new plugin that you want to get across to, a number of different websites, as long as they're all connected right here, you can simply select them. You can load all the plugins. You can activate them, deactivate them, mass upload right here. Like here's where you could. So I just connected to this domain, and we can see all of its plugins. And then you can fool around with this tool. It allows you to install, like I just said, all websites. I can search WordPress repository, my favorites, my computer URL, and upload and activate that plugin. So that's a cool little tool that helps me save time and money by mass uploading and managing my PBNs. Pretty cool little tool. Now,
I've got a question here on the PM, if you don't mind answering it. I've got a guy asking if this application has the ability to post to the sites, obviously, that you'll be adding to the dashboard. Like, obviously, if somebody wants to post content to one site and another site, can they do that in mass kind of thing and add links to all, or edit links, etc., etc.? Does this tool enable to do that?
Yeah, that's exactly what I just clicked on right after you started talking. This is where we get into the Postlink Manager. And this is one of my absolutely favorite tools. And there's actually a brand new update to this tool. And I'm going to hop over to Stage right now and just so I can show it off. I just got it, stage.app.pbnexpress. I'm gonna walk over here to my development server real quick and show you the new updates to the Postlink Manager. Now this one's a little bigger anyway. I forgot I had my screen pretty small. This is a little bigger. I could have moved it up, but let me go ahead and show you Postlink Manager. What Postlink Manager does is allows us to post a article to a site. It allows us to track all of the links and anchor text inside of that post, and it allows us to change any and all of that from right here with one click, and it automatically updates that post on that blog without ever having to log into it. Very cool stuff. And let me tell you why I built this, because last year and a half ago when Penguin came down and slapped the crud out of most of us for using too much exact match keywords in our posts, well, when that happened, we all had to scramble and go find all those posts and change all those anchor texts to something else, remove them entirely, and go back to branding. But this caught us all off guard. And let me tell you what an extreme pain in the derriere it was having to go and look all that stuff up. I mean, it was like paying people, hey, you got to do this whole network today. I need you to write down every post, every link, and every URL that's on this site. Right? It was horrible.
So Todd, let's just say we've got 100 sites, right? Let's just say there's 100 articles on 100 different sites, and everybody's got a text link on these 100 articles on 100 different sites. What you're saying is this application, this part of this, obviously this tool within this tool, this specific tool enables a user to edit all of the links on all of those 100 sites and literally just change them up to whatever they want, right?
That's exactly right.
The anchor text links. Guys, that's incredible, and there's not that many software out on the market that it actually enables you to do that. There is one, and it costs around $187 a month. I know I keep going back to the same point, guys, but this is, you know, the features that you're getting. It's really, really incredible. The fact that you could just change all of your anchor text links on all of your articles and all of your sites puts you in mass control of all of the power that you've created, so that, you know, if the algorithms were to change and you were doing something that Google doesn't like or Google frowns upon now, for example, you can just change it with one click. Guys, that alone is just immense power to be able to have that in your hands with the click of a mouse button. In my opinion, it's just insane. You know, there's not much more I can say. I mean, just continue on, Todd, because this just gets better and better for me.
No, thank you, John. Yeah, right here is where you can search and find this article, or you can search and find this URL, or you can search and find this anchor text, and it'll come back with a screen like this. And now you're able to change that. Say, for instance, you don't want that anchor text anymore. You can change it here. You know, if you don't want that at all the way it is, you can edit the content from right here. Right here is I am the guitar guy. So what I want to do is I want to unlink that, or change the link, but I can obviously unlink it too. Remove the link from it. I want to change that. So then it just goes out and replaces it. Oh, and then here's another new feature that we added previously that needed to be there. Was you don't always, but there are a lot of times when you want to make this post sticky, and what sticky means is that it stays stuck to the home page where most of your link juice is in most places. Not always the case, but in a lot of cases you can click sticky and it'll stick it to the home page. Hit save changes. Okay, good, it worked. I'm on the development server right now, guys, so let's hope everything still should work. I was testing this out. I just got this. Because what I added into this, just real quick, I kind of got off place there, but is the campaign system. And the campaign system, now it allows me to track a campaign, like a linking campaign. So if I want to view, I haven't set anything up in this campaign yet, but I can display that campaign, and it'll show me every article that's associated with this money site, with this campaign. And then I'm able to do what I was doing just a minute ago and click on each and every article to, you know, edit it. And it uses the WordPress API, and it just goes out there and let me show you one thing else real quick. It goes out and makes all the changes instantaneously. All right. If you want to add a new article, you simply put in the post, put in the content. You can use a scheduler and post to a group. Like I've got a health PBN, for instance. If I want to use the scheduler and post over the next, say, 30 days, this can be X number of PBNs in that health group. Let's say there's 27 blogs in that health PBN. And I put in an article. Now, obviously, if you're going to post that out there, you got to be careful with your spend tax. I don't do this as much as I used to. I usually just do one at a time, highly unique content. But I've also do it this way as well. Then It's up to you though. That's your choice. A lot of people want to do it like this, and a lot of people don't want to do it like this. So anyway, so you just set it up. Select the category if it has one. Select the campaign that it's in, and then hit post. It'll run out. It'll drip those links out. If not, if it's just one post, it'll immediately go out there and post it. It'll keep it in that campaign, and now you have a complete and total control over your links, your anchor text, and your content of every post in your private blog network. So,
Todd, somebody's asking if the WordPress credentials will be encrypted with this, which brings me on to the security tab is, could you show the guys some of the security stuff as well? Because I think some people would be eager to see that as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. I have some security tools, but to answer your question, we don't use WordPress credentials. We connect via a plugin with an encrypted key.
So
Okay.
to answer the question, who answered it, Alex? Yes, your details are safe. They're encrypted. Okay.
Yeah, you're fine. You're good.
Just give you the no nonsense response.
Yeah, wow, guys, that's 30 minutes in, and the only thing I've gotten to is the PBN stuff. Oh, but I got to show you the crawler. Now, what I showed you before was Domain Sleuth. Domain Sleuth went through all the auctions. The other good way we find domains is we crawl the internet. We crawl high-powered sites for outbound links that are expired, outbound domains that are expired, and then we just check them. And if they're available, then we go and register them. So what we do here is you can add in a seed list, and you can get your seed list. You can do it however you want. You can go to Google and scrape some URLs, or we have an Alexa scraper where you can choose a category and fetch all the domains that Alexa thinks are very, very high powerful. Actually, the ones that get a lot of traffic. All right, if you get a lot of traffic, then you're pretty powerful. That's kind of goes hand in hand, and it returns all the URLs in that particular category, and we insert them in here, and then we run our crawler on them. We hit run the crawler. Now the crawler can run from hours to days. It just depends on how much stuff you put in here and how big those sites are. You can see in this particular crawl that I ran yesterday, a couple days ago, it finished 2 days ago, and actually just reran the analyzer earlier today, and look, it brought me back. It found 6,000 domains that were outbound links, and 31 of them it found were available. So let me go ahead and load those domains. Now what I want to do is search by domain authority. I'm just going to go ahead and check off all of the highest domain authority domains, because remember what I said earlier, domain authority is cool. If it's a big number, it's cool, but it doesn't tell the whole story. What you really need to do is analyze it one step further and check its trust flow, citation flow, backlinks, and anchor text. Once you eyeball that, once that's cool, then you know you found something worthwhile. So what I've done now is I went from the crawler, and I've told the crawler to send all my domains up here to the domain analyzer. And the domain analyzer is just another tool that I can do anything with. I can analyze my own sites. I can analyze my client sites. I can analyze my competitor sites. And what it does, it's going to go out and pull back all of the metrics. So what I do there is I just added all those right there. I click add to analysis queue. I want to usually confirm www, because www almost always has more power than the non-www version. And if you didn't understand that, I have a big giant access to the university inside of here. If you just, I'm already registered, so this is another part of the system. I know that maybe some of you don't exactly know all about everything there is to know about PBNs. Well, right here is access to Blog Network Blueprint. That is my course that I've released that have helped hundreds of students learn how to do this stuff, and all of the videos are right here inside of this dashboard that'll teach you just about everything you want to know about PBNs. And it tells you how to do it manually: footprint reduction, changing IPs, installing private name server. This is very, very big, guys. If you don't know how to set up your private name servers correctly, you're in for trouble. You got to know how to do it. And I've given several videos here. Advanced tactics using A records is also a very great way to set up your IPNs. So I don't want to dwell on that too long, but just so you know, Blog Network Blueprint is inside the course. It's in the university, and it's in the help section. Back up here to the domain tools. Under the domain analyzer, right now what it's doing, it's going out and it's actually already done. So now I can view the report. So now what I've done, now I've taken the high domain authority domains and I've asked what their trust flow and citation flow is. Okay, and this isn't cost me any money, any credits, because we know we do a lot of things for free. We do a lot of things with scrapers and a lot of technology that, I don't want to get into it, a little bit underground, but we only pay for when we have to. Anyway, so what I've done now is now I've brought back all the domains with decent trust flow and citation flow. Now I'm getting somewhere, okay? Now I'm thinking, okay, well, these two numbers are pretty good. So let's go ahead and view more details on this particular domain right here, originalchubbies1.com. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to go ahead and grab about, I don't know, 90. I don't want a whole lot of backlinks. I just want a good smell test. I want a good cross section of what the anchor text and backlinks look like for this particular domain. And the same thing that I did earlier in the auction tutorial. What am I looking for? I'm looking I'm looking at the numbers to make sure they look cool. I'm looking at the anchor text to make sure it looks cool. I'm looking at the anchor text ratio to make sure it looks cool. Looking at trustful citation flow. I'm looking at referring domains. Not very many referring domains on here. That concerns me a little bit, but you know what? It's only 10 bucks. Only 10 bucks because this domain is not available.
So,
you know
so
what?
this is a domain scraper tool as well, right? Todd? So it does domain scraping as well, yeah?
Yeah, it is. That's exactly what it is. It's a domain scraper. It is available. So, you know, if I wanted to snatch that for $10, you know, it's decent. But anyway, so that's what you do. You just analyze it and you make your assessment. But these domains are not $100. These domains are for registration fee. Okay, so that's the difference. All right.
What you could do, guys, and here's a tip for anybody that wants to do this, you could use this to get a bunch of domains with solid metrics and pay 10 bucks for them and sell them for 100 bucks and get 10 times your return on investment just right off the bat.
You know, a lot of people do that.
Things you could do. It's, you know, this is really good, this.
A lot of people do that. You'll see there's a lot of Facebook groups where people find domains exactly like I'm doing. They go and register for $10 and then they offer them for selling groups for, like you said, 100 bucks, depending on their metrics, right? Some are worth 50, some are worth 100, but if you find them for 10, it's good ROI. So that's just another tool, guys. You know, we're already at an hour and 6 minutes into this. I'm already getting the questions over here in the chat box, like, you know, okay, you know, how much is it and where do I get it and all that stuff. So John, whenever you want to move over into that, just let me know. I just get so excited. Here's a mobile prospecting tool. If you're doing any client getting business, this tool's great. It goes out and searches Google for all of the love this tool. This, you can put in a keyword and it goes out and searches Google and it checks their sites if they're non-mobile friendly. And as we all know, Google Mobilegeddon came down about a month and a half ago and said that any site that's not mobile friendly will be removed from the Google Mobile Index. And as we know, that's 50 to 60% of all traffic nowadays. So if you can just find people like using this tool and it goes out and it generates a customer. I don't have the time to go into all this, but I can simply select a couple of them here and it goes out and it builds this report like right here, preview the mobile ready report, and it sends them an email and says, hey, you know, this is actually an older version. We have a lot more cooler stuff inside the report nowadays, but I have to find a newer version. But anyway, it has a lot of stuff. I can add a YouTube video. I choose different mail methods. I can edit my report, my email that goes out. I've got short codes to automatically put in the business's names, the score, the report, all that stuff in here. So really cool tool if you're into client getting or if you have any interest in going out and helping people. This is a true, hey, emergency guy. You're ranking on page 1 and you're not mobile friendly. You're going to lose your rankings. You're not your ranking in desktop, but you're going to lose a lot of your traffic if you haven't already. We need to get this fixed. A couple $100, maybe some monthly recurring to update it, keep it going, hosting, all that stuff. Big money maker right there. That's the mobile prospector tool. There's another tool in here called local lead tools where you can actually go into Yellow Pages and retrieve a whole bunch of businesses and do a report, do an audit on their website. And then it gives them an online media presence score and all this other stuff and tells them where their problems are. You send them the email, they go to the link, they click on the report, it opens up in a nice pretty website and it says, hey, you got all these problems. Get them on the horn and say, look, man, you got these problems. I just ran an audit. Let's get you fixed up. So there's some money getting tools in here. Oh, keyword tools. Man, this thing does everything. It goes into the keyword. I actually have a developer's key for the Google Keyword Planner tool, and that was not very easy to get at all. They questioned me to death like I was being interrogated before they finally gave it to me. But somehow I convinced them that I was worthy to get into the heart of Google's keyword tool. So I don't even need to go to the planner anymore. I just go right here. But what I do is I you know, the planner is only good for like a little bit of the data, right? It's only good for just a smidgen of what you're really after, right? There's so much more that goes in to keyword research, not just the planner. But the planner returns me some reports like this, okay, searches suggested, but you do get all this keyword data, over 800 entries. Well, that's fine and all. But what about all the long tail stuff too? So I've also, got this tool where it goes out and finds, 1,000 more. Here's another 1,000 keywords for some golf related keyword. And then once I'm done with that, I send them all over here to the keyword analyzer and run some reports on this. Like, let me just go ahead and hit a report right down here. Just some weight loss tips. So this is the end of the road to me is this right here. What this tells me right here on the right hand side is the majestic SEO findings of this keyword. What this tells me, I mainly want to look at keyword and title. Keyword in URL and keyword in anchor is dying down because of Penguin, but it's still there sort of as a competition gauge. But you get what I'm saying. How many other people have this keyword in their title tag? You know they're SEO in that keyword. That's your competition, right? So you don't want to try and go for keywords right out of the gate with a site that's new, with that doesn't have a lot of authority for sites that another 100,000 SEOs are working on. But look at this one down here, weight loss belt. That's not too bad, 6,210. You're thinking to yourself, man, I might be able to rank for that term. Does it make any money? Almost $1, right, per click.
I actually rank for that term, Todd, and I do make money off it. So yeah.
Right on.
But here's the thing, guys. This is another element of this keyword research, and it's not just keyword research. We're talking full-blown analysis as well. Kind of like what keyword K9 does, but to me this is a whole new level of that as well. Again, that software that I used to use is a monthly fee, and again, it's more than what Todd's going to be charging on this. So what I think we should do, Todd, is we can go back to the slides, because obviously people are going to have some questions.
Okay.
And we'll start answering those up.
We're getting a little long. I understand. Sorry, guys. I get so excited sometimes, and I just want to you got to see this. I mean, this makes to me, be doing this for so long. I mean, I used to pen to paper, right? I used to take orders via fax machine, guys. That's how hard I've worked. In this internet marketing world, in this internet industry world, making money online, getting people to buy your products and services. This is how far I've come, from taking orders over a fax machine. And now I can look at keyword rankings right here. This is the end result. This will give you the final analysis of that particular keyword, and then you can decide if you want to come up here and fight with these boys. All right, now I know I did weight loss, and there's not a whole lot of room right in here for this particular keyword, but there are in other areas. All right, so cool. Security tools, okay, we may have, I don't know, we have to come back to some of that stuff. But all right, let's hit back to the slide presentation, because we got some more. Okay, introducing the SEO Command Center. We just introduced it. After seeing all that, wouldn't you agree that's the best SEO tool on the planet? I just, like to ask that question, and it's good to hear people in the chat box to tell me yes or no.
Yeah, guys, give us a yes if you think this looks cool. And as you can see, it's been backed up that we've just did a very brief overview here, guys. But every single SEO tool, believe me, trust me, that is under this one roof, is under this dashboard. Okay.
Yeah, right on.
Somebody's guessing it's a bit overwhelming, but here's the thing: there's tutorial videos for every single segment on this, and they're very clear, crystal clear. Step-by-step instructions on every single segment and every single section within this dashboard. Okay. So
yeah, I actually think it's less overwhelming than having 14 other tools that you have to go to and use all the time. I know at first glance, it's like, wow, there's so much here. But once you take a few minutes and look at them one at a time individual, you'll see that.
Todd, could you do us a favor, my friend? Could you explain how the credit system works, because somebody's asking about that already?
Oh yeah, the credit system is basically there to prevent abuse, really. What the credits are is that I buy credits, okay? I buy credits in bulk, and you guys kind of do a group buy on the credits. And what the credits are for is I have limits to some of the data that I can pull. I have to buy an allotment of it, and then I use it monthly. And so really, I get questions about the credits all the time, but let me tell you this: most people never have to buy more credits, or they don't run out. It kind of depends on what level you're at. I'm going to give you a couple of options in a minute. But the credits is really there to prevent abuse, because, you know, if someone went in there and you know, abused it, it would abuse me and, you know, the system financially, because I'm charged per credit over a certain amount. And I wouldn't want to wake up one morning and see, you know, a $25,000 bill for someone using the system. So there has to be a few limitations. Now, there's only credit limitations in a few areas, and it's mainly for backlinks and anchor texts. Okay, we have to spend credits to get that data. There's a few credits for adding domains into the system, and there's credits for using the rank tracker. You're limited there to so many, because what I see a lot of is a lot of people would take their website and put in 500 keywords that they're not targeting, right? And they're never going to rank for. And it's just ridiculous, right? I mean, who could even look at that data? It's people like that. Yay, no longer the presenter. Something happened to the webinar, guys. But we can answer a little bit more questions about the credits later on, but don't get too caught up in that. We're going to give you two versions, a pro version and an agency version, that you can take a look at and get in with more credits if you like. All right, looks like I'm going back to be presenter. Everybody can still hear me? Can everybody see my ranking screen again?
Yeah, sorry about that. That's it, that's back now. Sorry about that. We're back.
Someone has some background chatter.
Yeah, somebody needs to mute the mic, I think.
The Mo?
Somebody got the microphone on?
Not me. I have no sound around me. All right. Okay, now it went away. All right, just to remind you guys, yeah, I'm supposed to be just rankings out the gazoo. Now, if you're ready to save time and money and you want in it, you got to give me a big old yes.
Sorry about the interruptions, guys. I'm actually in the middle of laughing because that was kind of crazy. I don't even know who that was.
Either. All right, wow, look at all the yeses. Excellent. All right, guys. Now I'll tell you what, you guys are going to be blown away by John's bonus here in just a second. All right, here we go. So now you can get in now at SEOcommandcenter.com/NSF. Make sure you use NSF so that we can, you know, get the bonuses situated correctly. All right, SEOcommandcenter.com. Can you, John, put that in the chat box to everyone, please?
Yeah, just give me a sec.
Okay. Now,
guys, while I'm doing that, if you can just ask Todd any questions you have, and then I'll come back and we'll kind of reel out any questions. Any more questions, okay?
And right here, I just want to remind everybody kind of a brief overview of what you're getting. An extraordinary SEO application specifically developed for your SEO needs, all in one dashboard that allows you to rank sites at will, period. Now, what that's going to give you is the ability to save up to $500 a month on all the other SEO services that you're really going to need, but it's going to give you, you know, you're going to have, when you buy all those other services, you're going to have a lot of different logins, a lot of dashboards, and more complex, if you ask me. I kind of cut out all the noise of those particular services. You also get access to Blog Network Blueprint. Okay, if you want to learn all the ways to exactly do it, and I do not make it complicated. I actually brought in one of my best students named Clinton Dixon to help me do the course because he's a really good teacher. He's a Canadian. He's a really super nice guy. He really gets it. He took my course back in 2011, and now he's just killing it. He's absolutely killing it. I mean, they're huge in the real estate market now and doing really well. A great guy. Learned a lot. We talk all the time. He's in that course. So Blog Network Blueprint is really a good bonus to have. It's got the best rank tracker. It's got site auditing tools that I didn't even get a chance to get into. Client getting tools, I got into them a little bit. I really didn't show you their full power. SEO monitoring tools, I didn't even show you that. We have real-time monitors that test your site every 15 minutes to make sure it's still online, because the worst thing that can happen to your sites is they're offline and they're not working. The second worst thing that can happen to them is they're hacked. We also have a hacker monitor that monitors your content for changes. If it changes over X%, it sends you an email and says, hey, you might have been defaced. You might want to go take a look. Domain finders, I went over that. PBN hosting, I went over that. Firefox add-on toolbar, I didn't get a chance to go over that. So that's a cool little Firefox add-on. We're actually building one for Chrome as well. And you can, when you're surfing the web, you can simply click on the icon and it gives you back data regarding that site and its metrics. We're going to be adding more and more stuff to that Firefox add-on, because my next goal is to be able to do a lot of things, research and develop, not research and development, but research on your own sites and your own competitor sites, and just sort of, when you're going around the web and you see stuff and you want to check it out and all that stuff, I just want to be able to click a button and boom, pop up a bunch of stuff, right? What we're looking for.
Right, Todd. So what's the difference between pro and agency?
The number of credits.
The number of credits, guys. Okay.
With the pro, you get 2,000. With the pro, you get 2,000 credits per month, and with the agency, you get 5,500 credits per month. So it's almost double. But you're
locked in. Can you break that down, Todd, though? Because what does credits actually mean, though? So you get more credits, but does that mean you can do more things, or get more?
That just means you have the ability to do more research, do more backlink checking. If you think you're going to build, it just, everyone's different on how big they are.
So depending on how big you want your SEO,
how aggressive you are, how many sites you have.
That's it's a decision you guys would have to make at your own indiscretion as to where you think you're at with your SEO or where you're planning to be at. And that would obviously decide which package you would have. I think for many people on this call who are maybe new to SEO, you probably just want to start with the basic one, right?
Exactly.
If you have a lot of sites and you want to take SEO to the next level, perhaps you want to go for the larger package, okay?
Yeah,
somebody's asking. I've got Colin Jones here asking if there's no PayPal. There is. It is PayPal payments, isn't it?
There is. The PayPal payments are the bottom buttons, and it's a split pay. So you actually can
divide it over 2 months. So
pay the initiation fee over 2 months.
Initiation fee to get on this, and then there's a monthly fee, which is $47 a month. And bear in mind, you get all of the tools for $47 a month. I've paid more than that for Majestic SEO. I've paid more for that for everything that's been shown. I've had one software version of it, for example, Majestic SEO, Register Compass, Microsite Masters. I've paid more than $47 a month for each of those, okay? Just keep that in mind. There's an initiation fee to get access, and then there's the $47 a month. The initiation fee, however, you can break down and pay that over 2 months. So Todd decided that he wanted to help people out who may really want this but can't afford the initiation fee. So he's kind of broke that down, which I thought was really cool and nice for him to do that, because he's clearly not making any profit on this anyway, because there's so many different things in here. There's so many different integrations of APIs, guys, and let me tell you, I own a lot of my own stuff, and the API on Majestic SEO alone is significant, okay? It really is. So I can attest to this, that I can't see how Todd makes any money off this. I guess he's got another plan that he's going to do something on the back end later on, but for now, this is something that I would get in if I was interested in SEO in any shape or form, because there's nothing better on the market. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, to me, the way I see it is, it's 500 for the pro. It's 500, 500 initiation, and then only 47 a month. But if you wanted to do SEO the proper way, like we teach, you're spending 500 a month in tools. If you're not spending 500 per month, so this is basically 1 month of that, and then it's 10 times cheaper.
Yeah, I've got a few more questions, Todd. I've got, can you go to agency if needed later, and would there be a cost at that point? So somebody's saying, can you upgrade later as they obviously progress and get more sites, etc., etc.
Yeah. What I would allow you to do to pay the difference, to just pay the difference, which is 500. Little bit.
And then you get the upgrade, yeah, okay.
Then
cool.
I'll just upgrade.
The other question is, can you make an example for how many sites we need for the agency option? So I guess somebody's asking, how many sites do they need to have the agency option? he's probably a bit confused there. Let's just say somebody's got 25 sites, Todd. Would the agency option be sufficient for that?
I think that the agency option, when you mean 25 money sites, that means you're going to
Yeah.
need a fairly significant PBN in order to support that, right?
Yeah.
Because you can only put so many links outbound on your pages, and you can only get so irrelevant for so long, right? I mean, there's some other keys to it that you have to take into consideration. So, I mean, if you're talking about supporting 25 sites, and you're probably building, 50 to 100 PBN network, and that's going to take some credits in order to look up all that data to get to where you want to be, right?
Yeah.
So you just have to remember how many domains are you going to be looking at? Because each and every time you pull backlink data and anchor text data, and backlink data and anchor text data is where the rubber meets the road on whether or not you should buy or bid on that domain. If you are not looking at that, you are going to get burned with a Cialis domain that is going to be penalized and de-indexed, and you're not getting your money back once you finally realize that. So that's the point of it.
Let's just make up a scenario on this call, Todd. Let's just say there's somebody on here tonight and one in on this, and they've got 5 websites. Okay, would the agency option or the pro version be best for them? Let's just tell exactly what they need so everybody's clear. Pro. There you go, guys. So if you've got 5 sites, go with the pro version. Okay. Todd's been as clear as he can there. Okay.
Yeah,
I guess a lot of people have got around 5 sites yet, and there'd be some people who've got 5, there'd be some people who've got less than that. So the pro version would be sufficient for your needs.
Yeah, I have a lot of pro users. Most people are 5-site guys. Most people are indeed 5-site guys, and they eventually grow. I've had a lot of upgrades too now.
And if you've got 10 or more sites, and you want to expand, you might want to consider obviously the agency. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's it. Your discretion. Yeah.
All right. So
take us over to the bonus, because we're offering a bonus for anybody who comes through on this, and we haven't even mentioned that yet.
No, yeah. So I just remembered. Again, guys, 2-month split pay right here. I should have been showing this screen. Down here at the bottom, the PayPal actually allows you to get in 2 months fast action bonus for John and Mo's customers. Here it is, guys. Never had anyone offer this before.
I'll just come in and chime in on it. Yeah, I'll just chime in on this because obviously I know my bonus is inside and out.
Go ahead.
So guys, for the first 25 buyers only, we're being quite strict on this one because it's I would say it's a value of worth anything from $4.97 to $9.97 a month when we put it into perspective. Okay, so it's literally for the first 25 only. You're going to get access to 50 super strong PBNs. We're handpicking them, 50 of our best. Okay, we're going to do that for each month until the end of the year. So in total, you're going to get access to 300 of our best super strong PBN authority sites. Okay, and it's just going to give you the help that you need for this tool and get you started right away. So you might get this tool and you might be thinking, oh, well, I can't afford domains. Well, you don't need to buy domains straight away because we're going to give you access to 50 domains a month, okay, just to get you going. It gives you some extreme ranking power as well, okay. And because you've got everything else in here, the keyword research, the rank tracker, and everything else within this super dashboard of the command center, it's going to give you a massive head start and a massive boost, okay. It's a huge bonus. Again, once you pay the initiation fee and then you're paying $47 a month, this bonus alone is worth the $47 a month, in my opinion, okay. And that's about it, guys. Todd, if you want to continue, I think we'll close this out because we're well over an hour now. Unfortunately, time is of the essence. I wish we had longer, but obviously we only had an hour slot here.
Right. Yeah, Nathan, thank you for joining. You are in. You do absolutely qualify for the fast action bonus here. Any of you other guys, I've seen some other guys jumping in here as well. It is limited, and I can understand why. Completely understand why. You can't have, just unlimited.
And I've got Colin here, who's a student of ours, and he's complaining about the fact that he can't use PayPal. Is there any way we could sort him out, Todd? Because obviously I value my subscribers and customers, and obviously I want the people who are buying on the 25 to get the bonus. And he's frustrated because he's saying that PayPal is only available on the split option.
I can do something privately with you, Colin. Let me give you a link here in the chat.
Give him a link or an email, try and get him sorted out, because obviously I think he wants in, and he's one of our students, and I value all my students and subscribers. Appreciate that, Todd. try sort you out, Colin, okay, so that you can get the bonus if you want in.
Yeah, done. You've got a message there.
Thanks for that, Todd. So yeah, I've got some more people coming in. So the first 25 guys get the bonus. Regardless if you get the bonus or not, it's an incredible platform for anybody who does SEO in any shape or form. This is the tool that Lang and I are now going to be transitioning over to. We're going to be doing a lot of cancellations over the next week, I can tell you that. We're going to be saving a significant amount of money. Yes, I'm very excited about it. $47 a month, it's a no-brainer for me. It's a no-brainer for most of my students. I can say that now because I know a lot of you, and I know a lot of people will be coming on this. Guys, the 25 will not be open for long, unfortunately, due to the nature of the bonus. You need to act quick. Obviously, there'll be a timer. We'll get a replay out and a replay email. Once my broadcast email goes out, though, we will definitely sell out on the 25. So I suggest if you want in on this and want to get the bonus, that you get in on it tonight, because when we send this to over 30,000 subscribers, it will sell out. You know, I'm not just making that up to try and get a sale. That's just what happens. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any more questions, guys? I think we're going for 5 more minutes. Any more questions? Ping it now in the group, and Todd will try and answer, and then we'll close this off. Todd, it's been great having you tonight, and you know it's fantastic for how long you've been doing SEO and that you're still doing it. But not only that, you're taking things to a whole new level and developing these awesome applications. And this one, I've got to say, I think it's the best one that I've ever seen you do. But you know, it's one of the best ones I've ever seen in the industry today as well. So you know, I take my hat off to you there for making this, my friend. Really good.
Thank you, John. I really appreciate it coming from you.
Guys, any more questions? Get them in now. If not, we'll leave it open for 3 or 4 minutes just in case anybody has a last minute question, and then we'll close this out. Hopefully we've explained as much as we can on the limited time slot that we have. Again, I will do a replay email, and we'll try and cover some more on that email, okay? Guys, Nathan's asking a question. Do the unused credits carry over to next month? Todd, could you answer that?
No, they don't, and that's only because they don't carry over for me. Anytime the way the whole thing is set up is that, you know, the only time you're asked to spend a credit is when I'm asked to spend a credit. If I pay a one-time monthly unlimited fee, then you will get the same deal. So there's not any places that I can think of that will allow me to roll over unused credits. So it's just kind of hard to pass that around to everybody else, because then, you know, I could run into a situation where 6 months from now somebody has, you know, 80,000 credits and they use them all in a couple of days, and then what happened? Bad things could happen.
It's on servers as well, and it's obviously resource hungry. But here's the thing, guys. There's more than enough credits each month. Okay, trust me.
Yeah, there
Depending
really
on what
is.
you choose, more than enough. You know, it's not even something you should be worrying about, to be honest.
Yeah, it's there's been a couple situations where a pro guy buys an extra 1,000 credits to do some big project, and he'll do that twice, and then finally he ring me up, Todd, just upgrade me, bro. And you know, I'm like, okay, no problem. But most of the time, you know, people do upgrade to the next level. But I tell you, I've only had very few people have to buy more credits, and it's usually because they just have a spike in something that they're trying to do. So yeah.
Most people, it's more than enough credits.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I think that's about it now. I think we're closing it off. I've got a quick one here from Dottie or Doty. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. If you buy this within the hour, I get the bonus. You should do. You should do. But I can't answer that because obviously it depends. Obviously, we've showed the power of this, and I guess the people that are on here will be wanting this and want the bonus. But you know, an hour should be enough. But I just can't make promises. Okay.
Yeah.
By tomorrow, the first 25 will probably be gone. That I can say. So you do need to act fast if you want in on the bonus.
Right.
And that's about it. Todd, do you have anything final to add, and then we'll close this off?
No, I guess that's it. Wish I could have had more time to show you guys more of the cool stuff inside, but you just have to get in and see for yourself now.
That's it. The thing is, guys, there's detailed tutorials on everything, on all of the, obviously,
There
sections
is.
on the dashboard anyhow, so there's nothing you need to be worrying about. Once you get in on this, everything's explained anyway. Todd, you have a support system as well, right? Because obviously that's important. People, will want to reach out to support. Things can and do go wrong, and we'd all be lying if we said they didn't. So you do have a support team, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, we do. There's a support link on the left-hand side, bottom left-hand of the navigation menu. Just click the button and talk to us there.
Awesome. So there you go. You've got a support ticket system. You're in good hands with Todd. He's on the ball. He knows what he's doing. Guys, I'm going to close this down now. It's been a good webinar. We've seen one of the best SEO tools in the industry today, and it's very exciting. And I'm going to leave it as that, my friends, and I'll see you all soon on the newsletters and in the private mastermind groups. Thanks, guys. Appreciate all of your time. I'll speak to you all soon.
Same here. Bye, everybody.